Shotguns. Probably the most influential and used weapon in Fortnite. Chances are you probably carry one every game. However, not all shotguns are created equal. There are some really good ones, some really bad ones, and some that lay under the radar. And today we're going to be talking about some shotguns that really don't get near enough credit. These are Fortnite's underrated shotguns. I've got 8 of these shotguns to talk about, and I'll be listing them from the order in which they appeared. But real quick before we get into the video, just want to say make sure to like, subscribe, join the Discord server, link in the top of the description. Just thank you so much for all the support. Enjoy the video and use code BRAVE in the item shop. Alright, number 1, we've got the double barrel shotgun. Double barrel shotgun debuted in chapter 1 season 6, and it had pretty mixed opinions. The double barrel only came with 2 shells in the chamber, and you could shoot both shots very quickly, like very quickly. The caveat is that it took forever to reload. It took a while, and it really didn't have much range because the reticle was really big. But to be honest, shotguns didn't really need range for the gameplay style in Chapter 1. It was simple back then. But no matter, the reload time is mostly what people complained about, and it's a valid complaint. If you had to solo clutch against a duo or even a squad, the double barrel was not the way to go. This was a very good shotgun though. You could hit for absurd amounts of damage with each shot because the reticle was so big. You could do 200 damage in like 1.5 seconds, and that was big in season. This is before 200 pumps, so that was huge in season 6. Well, it was kind of before 200 pumps in a way, but kind of not. Keep in mind, this was way after the pumps were nerfed from doing 200 plus damage, so the double barrel was insane for being able to do that much damage in a short amount of time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I never carried the double barrel much because the pump and the Tack were in the game at the time, and I like the pump, so I carried the pump most of the time. This was not a carry every type of game weapon for me, but when I did use it, I was always really surprised by how good it was. Also, the spaz was introduced in season 6, which only drew more attention away from the double barrel. I just feel like everyone forgets the double barrel, and it deserves some love. Number 2, we got the purple and gold Tack shotgun. I feel like when it comes to the old Tack pump debate, the pump gets most of the love. And for the most part, I agree. But when it comes to the spaz / gold and purple Tack debate, I find that the spaz gets all the love. Everyone loves the spaz. But the purple and gold Tacks are significantly better than the regular Tack. I think you can hit for, don't quote me on this, I think you can hit for 132 with a gold Tack. Or at least you could back in the day. I don't know, they've nerfed it a lot. This gun, it felt so smooth to use. This is probably the most satisfying gun to use in the game's history. The reason for that is the structure damage. So the purple and gold Tacks did a lot of damage to builds, which means while in a fight, you never had to pull out your pickaxe at all, or even another weapon. Taking walls, hitting for 100 damage, and doing the stupidest exploits in the world all correlate to this gun's success in my opinion. I think this puts up a genuinely decent fight for the best shotgun in the game besides the spaz. Like this is up there, and not counting mythics obviously. And now keep in mind, I'm a pump guy. I don't prefer the Tack to the pump, but the gold and purple Tacks, they feel so good to use, and they're really good. I sometimes will take a purple Tack over a purple pump. Number 3, we got the Charge Shotgun. The Charge Shotgun debuted in Chapter 2 Season 3, and just like the double barrel, it had mixed reviews. Mostly negative reviews, I feel like. I think that's just because they nerfed the Tack so bad that you were basically forced to use the Charge this season. And I will say, I didn't like the Charge at the time because I couldn't figure out how to use it. Still to this day, I'm not that good with it. But it is extremely fun and interesting to use. The Charge Shotgun was the first weapon that you had to like charge up, obviously. So it took me a while to figure out how to use it, but because you could charge it up, you could hit for insane amounts of damage, even with just a body shot. The charge was extremely powerful, and if you knew how to use it, I'd even argue that it was right up there with the pump. It just doesn't get a lot of credit because Epic didn't do the best job introducing it to the game. They basically forced you to use it by nerfing the Tack, and that's not the recipe for success. I think the charge is good, even though I'm not that good with it, and I think it gets a lot more hate than it deserves. Number 4, the Primal shotgun. I know we all try to erase the Primal season and everything in it from our memory, but we need to talk about the Primal shotgun. At the beginning of Primal, this shotgun was one of the most busted, broken, and overpowered shotguns the game had ever seen. It had a similar reticle and damage of a double barrel, but you could fire many shots because it was a burst shotgun. A burst shotgun. That's crazy. Also, there was a mythic version of the gun that was even more busted, broken, and overpowered. Now, they did eventually take the mythic out of the game, and they nerfed the regular version as well. So it basically just became kind of like a drum shotgun. And that's probably why it's so forgotten. After the nerf, it was still pretty good, it just wasn't as fun to use. But like for the first couple weeks of Chapter 2 Season 6, this was one of the most broken, overpowered shotguns of all time. Number 5, the Striker Pump. Now, this shotgun gets a bad rep because at the start of Chapter 3, its debut, it was absolutely terrible. Its base damage was literally like 70. But to be fair, both the shotguns in the game were terrible, and the weapon meta as a whole was just disgustingly broken. Because of the Stinger SMG, it wasn't even worth it to carry a shotgun, so that's probably why people forgot about the Striker Pump. Literally, the meta was MK, Stinger, Spider-Man Mythic, heals. Now, Epic did eventually buff the Striker Pump, and after that, it was actually pretty good. It wasn't anything crazy, but it got the job done. Statistically, the Striker Pump is mid in pretty much every category. I'm not gonna sit here and argue that it was really good, but it was really fun to use. I specifically loved the sound it made when you shot it. I honestly think every pump shotgun is really fun to use, and now that I mention it, the Striker Pump isn't even the only pump on this list. Stay tuned. Number 6, we got the Prime Shotgun. Fun fact, the Prime Shotgun is the first new shotgun on this list to debut in the middle of the season, Chapter 3, Season 3. That's probably why this shotgun is so slept on, because people just did not like that season as a whole, and by the middle of it, there was just nobody playing the game, so that's probably why no one cares about this shotgun. Now, the Prime Shotgun was weird, because the first shot in the chamber would hit for a ridiculously high amount of damage, but any other shot would barely hit for anything. At the time, I wasn't a huge fan of the Prime, so I didn't use it much. There were other options though, so I didn't complain about it. I think it's important when introducing a new shotgun, or just a gun in general, to have other more familiar options to revert back to in case you don't like it right away. Subtlety is key, in my opinion, when introducing a new shotgun, and the Prime Shotgun was a pretty subtle introduction. If you could keep this shotgun fully reloaded at all times, it was very good. I feel like it's slept on. I feel like most of the shotguns from Chapter 3 are forgotten about. I mean, some for good reason, but I don't think the Prime deserves to be slept on so hard. Number 7, we got the Thunder Shotgun. I will die on the hill that the Thunder Shotgun is top 5 all time. But before I get too far into that, the Thunder Shotgun debuted Chapter 4 Season 1, but was out of the game after 1 season. It was replaced with the Havoc Pump Shotgun, which was arguably better, and that's what most people will tell you. Everyone likes the Havoc Pump, and for good reason. But enough about that. I said that to say that the Thunder Shotgun was not in the game near long enough. The Thunder was super unique because it had a horizontal reticle. It reloaded 2 bullets at a time, and like the name states, it made a thunder sound when it shot. This shotgun hit for a good amount of damage, not quite as much as a pump, but still good amount of damage. It had really good range for a shotgun, and it felt really clean to use. The only downside of the shotgun is that it took a while to reload, but if you have a passive playstyle, that was never a problem. This shotgun is so slept on, and I'm glad that they added it to reload so people can finally give it recognition. Now, not too many people are going to use it because the pump and the tack are in the game, but I'm glad they added it anyway. It lets me know that Epic didn't forget about it. Yeah, the Thunder is top 5 for me, and I hope you can see why I say it's slept on. And last but not least, number 8, we've got the Hammer Pump. The Hammer Pump was introduced in Chapter 5 Season 1 and has been in the game ever since. Like the Striker Pump, the Hammer was pretty bad at the start of Chapter 5. It was not good. It just did not do a lot of damage, and it wasn't worth carrying. The auto was really good this season, and there was just no point in carrying the pump. Now, they did eventually buff it, but again, the auto was way better in Season 1, and in Season 2 on, the Gatekeeper has kind of ruled the shotgun scene. That's why I believed it's slept on. Now, I haven't always liked the Hammer Pump, but I've always thought it was fun to use since the start. I remember saying, man, if only this gun didn't hit like a piece of chalk, I'd actually like it. In this current season, it's actually not bad. There's unfortunately just better options. There's not really any reason to carry this. The Gatekeeper is better in almost every way for builds, and the combat is better for 0 builds, so it's just not super valuable to carry, but it's really fun to use, and it's not like it's bad, it's just not the best option. I really like the Hammer Pump, and I hope that Epic puts it in the game to where it can get the respect that it deserves one day. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know if you like this kind of content. Just be sure to subscribe. Join the Discord server, link in the top of the description. Make sure to turn on the bell icon because I do stream a good bit. So just thank you so much for all the support. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.